Thank you, Jason. Hi, I'm Amber. I'm the founder of Paidback. It's a debt motivational tool that makes debt payoff simple and fun. And this is Jenny. She's an actual user of our app. She had 25K in credit card debt, 330K in student loans. She's feeling super overwhelmed. But the first time she used Paidback, she was able to save 38K on her student debt. So when she first logs into the app, she is able to link each of her debt accounts simply by using her online banking credentials. We'll store them in one easy to see place for her, as well as useful information such as her interest rates, so that later we can recommend better loan products to Jenny. After that, she can see the amount of debt she's paid as well as what she owes. We also help users like Jenny discover savings through our AI suggestions. So here, the app recognized she was likely paying too much in interest on her student loans. We recommended that she refinance, and she used our loan simulator calculator to discover how much she could save. Realized she could lower her monthly payment as well as save 38K in interest by refinancing with one of our partners, which she did, and we received a $400 commission for her doing so. We also help Jenny by allowing her to text our debt experts, where she can receive custom debt payoff plans as well as answers to her burning debt questions. We help Jenny celebrate debt milestones, such as making extra payments. So here, Jenny earned $50 extra babysitting. We recommended she pay off her highest interest credit card first. And as she entered in that extra payment, we sent her a congratulatory message for doing so. We also displayed it in our public feed, where her users can like and comment on her progress. Her followers can like and comment on her progress. Jenny also loves being able to share her questions or anything sourcing the community in Paidback via her status update bar. We launched in mid-September and earned $6,000 our first month. By December, we were earning $10,000, and all of this having spent $0 on customer acquisition. We make money through in-app purchases, affiliate links, and have an end goal of becoming our own lender. Right now, our in-app purchase is $5 a month. It's 15% of our revenue, and it allows users to make extra payments in the app, text our debt experts, and receive those AI recommendations. I'll quickly note, we used to charge $1 a month for our users to link their bank accounts, and that service is now free. We also make money through affiliate sales between $1 and $400 when our users take on loan products in the app, and that's 85% of our revenue, which is why we would love to become our own lender and how we'll scale to 100 million ARR by the close of 2024. In terms of competition, certainly there are personal finance apps out there. There actually aren't that many that are debt niched, and those who are tend to focus on one kind of debt, such as credit card debt. Nobody is providing the social connection that our audience craves. They aren't all cheap, and they're certainly not fun, but we are. I'm Amber. I'm a lawyer. I paid off $350,000 using the principles that I have put into this app. Josh and Keith are on development and design with plenty of years of experience under their belt, and that is Paidback, a debt motivational tool where we make debt payoff simple and fun. Looking forward to your questions.
All right, well done. Thanks, Amber. Okay, investors. So Andrea, you are up first. Can you please tell us your name, your firm, your average check size, and if you have a thesis, and then your question, please.
So hi, everyone. I'm Andrea Zurich, and I've actually been an investor for over 13 years. So I'm probably totally aging myself, but I've survived many peaks and valleys in the economy. And so my firm is called XG Ventures. The G is an homage to Google. I started the firm back in 2008 with one other partner. The two of us were very, very, very early Google employees, both with operational expertise. Mine is sales. My business partner's is finance. For the last 13 years, we've invested in over 100 companies. We've sold about a third of those. A third of those are still, growing and thriving and doing well. And as one can expect, a third have also not done well. Anyways, that being said, we are early seed stage investors. Our average check size is anywhere between 50 is on the low end, to high six figures. We like to always maintain pro rata. We tend to do lots of follow-on checks. Our investment thesis is we like to invest in smart founders. As Jason mentioned, great product market fit. We like to see a little bit of traction. And so that's the 30,000 foot view of XG Ventures. We are local. We're here in Menlo Park, but we invest. We have a few international deals, and we do invest outside the Bay Area as well. As far as my questions are concerned, great presentation, Amber. Super impressed that you've actually successfully paid off a lot of debt, which is pretty awesome. So it definitely adds to your validity of your story. My question had to do around really the competitive set. You had a nice chart there that showed your competition. The fintech space is pretty hot still. But my question is, what about other, well, I guess it's like customer churn. I didn't think of debt as being fun to pay off. I think it's actually kind of overwhelming. But what happens once the user actually pays off their debt? Are you worried about customer churn, that you won't have that customer for the long term?
Great. Thanks, Andrea. Andrew.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? Andrew Gluck. Firm name is Irreverent VC. Early stage firm, really focused on the early stages, trying to be first check, definitely first institutional round. I've actually recently transitioned from being an angel investor to being a VC with a rolling fund. So typical check size now is 100K to 200K. Really focused on direct consumer, ad tech, and next gen commerce. My question is around LTV to CAC. I know right now your CAC is 0, but as you expand, obviously, and as you want to continue to grow, what do you expect your cost per acquisition to be, and how does that compare to your expectations around the lifetime value of your customers?
Thanks, Andrew. Ben. Hello, Ben.
Hi, I'm Ben Narrison. I recently spun out of NEA to start Tenacity Venture Capital, which is all the rounds before Series A. Formation, incubation, pre-seed, seed, targeting a $50 to $60 million fund. I've been in market raising that fund for 4 weeks, and I've already got over half the fund committed. So looking good so far. Actually, Andrea and I met when she was starting her fund. So hello. I've been doing this since 2007, so 14 years. I was an entrepreneur for 25 years before that. Started one of the first e-commerce companies in the world, took it public in 99. Didn't raise venture capital, so I was able to take it private and pay everybody the same way. And just sort of everything about entrepreneurship is my whole life. So question really, I've done a bunch of fintech. One of the second deal I ever did was Lending Club. Then I did Cabbage, Circle Up, Realty Mogul. It's been a very good space for me. You mentioned that you wanted to start providing your own debt, which can be scary. Warehouses and balance sheet capital, big difference than sort of marketplaces and peer-to-peer. So maybe just a little more detail, please, on would you partner with somebody, Credit Suisse does a good job for a warehouse and loan against that and make the spread? Would you consider balance sheet lending? Like, how would you approach lending your own money, and how would you underwrite it? Because you are getting some pretty interesting and useful data, but how much more would you need to underwrite effectively, and sort of how would you score it? And also lastly, I guess tied to this, when we did Lending Club in the beginning, it was very focused on sort of 720 and above, but then they opened up lower levels. How do you think about sort of what the bar is for you? Are you prime? Are you subprime? Are you near prime that you would think about lending into as you go into it directly?
All right. Thanks so much, Ben. And Connor.
Well, hey, everyone. My name is Connor. I'm an investor with a fund called Amplify. We're based in Southern California, but we invest in kind of what we describe as other US, so most often outside of SF, Boston, and New York. We're first check investors. We're typically looking at pre-seed rounds, investing anywhere from $250,000 to $750,000, usually looking to lead or co-lead. We've made just over 100 investments to date, all different sectors across enterprise and consumer, a bunch on the fintech side as well. My question really overlaps with what Ben just mentioned. So I'd love to talk through more of the lending vision, essentially how you get there, essentially where the capital is coming from, and also just advantages there, advantages on the underwriting side, data that you're collecting on consumers. It would be great to talk more into how you get there.
All right. Terrific. Amber, you want to tackle those?
Sure, you bet. Let's start with, okay, great. Andrea, you asked about customer churn and what happens once our users pay off debt. So as I mentioned, we did launch in September. We haven't quite hit those users yet. I can confidently say debt is revolving. So even our users who pay it off, so right now we're kind of targeting millennials and Gen Z. Their debt is student loans, credit card debt. As they go through life, have kids, it's likely they'll incur more debt, whether it's credit card debt or hopefully getting a mortgage if this housing market stops doing crazy things. I'm confident, sadly, that our users will enter in more debt, but then they'll have a motivational tool to turn to as they enter into it again. That said, even if they never came back to the app, there are enough people out there who are burdened by debt that it's not too big of a concern if once they pay it off, they never got debt and never came back. I guess that would really be my goal for everyone, is to stay out of debt and not come back. But I just know that that's not really how the world works. Andrew, you asked about CAC and what we expect for lifetime value. Yes, exactly right. We have spent $0 on CAC. What we've done so far and are continuing to do is, and this will kind of answer one of your questions, Ben, is partnering with lenders and banks, even universities, and now even employers who we want to offer paid back as an employee benefit. So making debt payments for their employees rather than like a traditional 401k, those type of areas, or lenders recommending that their borrowers use paid back to pay off debt so that they're not having to go into collections and default and spending a lot of time and money there. I will quickly say with one of our partnerships, currently they're using paid back for on the data side of things to learn about their customers who are not qualifying for loan products. They have too much debt. But if they can pay off a little bit, they'll qualify for a loan product to, for example, get a personal loan to pay off credit card debt. So that side of the business is interesting to them, which kind of leads into your question, Ben, with how are we going to become our own lender? And you certainly, thank you for your question. You certainly have expertise in this area, but whether we're partnering with others, that seems to be the way to go with the data we're able to collect.
Okay, sorry, Amber.
Thank you.
Sorry about that.